Hello everyone, this is Brian Bentley at CoinOpTV bringing you gameplay and commentary for Tales of Xillia 2 on the PlayStation 3. Tales of Xillia 2 picks up basically about a year or so after the original Tales of Xillia ends, and most of the cast is back for this. You know, they had a really good chemistry built off of that cast from the very first game. So here, the only added bonus is the main character of the story is Luger Kresnik, and the young lady that's not that one, that's Leia, but there is a little girl named Elle that accompanies you on this journey. So Luger has a special ability. Right now I'm about to make a decision, and you can see underneath there's a little face there for Alvin, who is the man who's talking. It shows that he got some more affinity for me. So you're playing as Luger, you're going around. I've pretty much collected most of the cast from Tales of Xillia 1, with the exception of Mila, Gaius, and Muse. So, just what this is called a side story kind of thing. So you build up affinity with the different characters in your party, and you can either do that by making decisions like I did earlier, and their little face shows up, and you're like, hey, you got some extra affinity. And then once you, like, X number of heart, like, you fill up a bar, a heart container fills up, you fill up the bar again, another heart container, etc., etc. After you do it the first time, you can go around and pick up the side story mission. So this is Alvin's first side story mission, where he, after the, events of the first Tales of Xillia game, he decides to become a fruit merchant. So, fruit not quite as fresh over here on this side of the ocean in Olympias. So he's trying to get that just-in-time economic, this just-in-time economics where he brings the fruit over from Maxia and can, have better-tasting, fresher fruit. So you're trying to help him out by scamming this poor, defenseless market stall owner. All economics aside, as you're gonna go through this little part here, we'll actually get into battle with Igor. I always forget this poor guy's name. So you're gonna see that there is a before we get into this battle, there's. The people of Olympia don't really, so they don't have, they call them mana lobes. Basically, they can't do magic. We'll say that. So people in Olympias can't do magic. But the person here with this cap on is from Maxia, where they can do magic. So there's obviously some, prejudices and bigotry here that are underlying this whole thing. Yes, I am still Kresnik, but I'm helping Alvin through the story. You'll notice I have a giant doll on my arm. So because I happen to did a review for CoinOp for Tales of Graces F, and I had a save file on my PS3, it actually gave me a couple of cosmetic items. And so what I did is actually went into the cosmetic item screen and decided I would enlarge it really, really big, and it actually becomes funny because this cosmetic piece ends up messing with the sometimes it messes with the the skits, because all of a sudden someone will be talking, you're like, and there's a giant doll in your face. Yep. All right. Well, close enough. So this is how the combat sort of rolls. You were playing one main character, and the other characters are, doing support, or a lot of it depends on the strategy that you set up for them before you go in advance. Now, you can switch from character to character if you want to, and I did seem to do that a little more in Tales of Graces F, but that's because it gave you a bonus for actually playing as the character, whereas this is not quite so much. you know, there doesn't seem quite so much emphasis on the character change as it is the affinity. So you'll notice that there is a blue line running from me, Kresnik. You can tell because I have that, you know, goofy little girl on my goofy, you know, stuffed animal girl on my arm. And there's a blue line between me and the guy in the green coat, Jude. And you'll also notice there's a green line attached between Alvin, the guy with the black sword, and Leia, who's the only young lady on the board. Those are called that we are linked together. So when I actually get to a certain point, I can, you know, we can do what they call link dart. It's when the bar on the complete right side fills all the way up to the top. I will be able to do a link dart. Now I'm actually using my time transformation skill, where I kind of go into a fragmented universe in order to attack. Now I did, you know, so a lot of times you're, yeah, the only problem is you become very weak at the end of that, so now I'm going to have to bring myself back. But at this point, I'm actually playing as someone else. Now I will switch back to Kresnik, Luger, and we'll go back. So now, the nice thing about Luger is that he actually has 3 different weapon sets that you can flip back and forth to and from. So he has kind of this dual blade action. Right now I'm using a giant hammer, and then there's guns. So, you know, they do have this, so you can switch back and forth, and you can actually tell, you know, you can actually, you know, click the R1 button, and that will help, you know, show you, like, what, you know, like, are they weak or strong against light, dark, you know, hammers, guns, etc., etc. So now I'm gonna... This is actually kind of a bit of a boss battle. Actually, I had a little more trouble with this than I anticipated. So I'm trying to use my block. I don't use the block as much as I probably should. But overall, the combat is actually pretty satisfying. If you're a fan of the Tales games, I think you're really, really going to enjoy this. Especially if you're fans of the original Tales of Xillia. So Tales games is kind of like this. Another Japanese role-playing game that it sort of goes alongside, you know, is its own long-standing series as compared to, say, you know, Final Fantasy, which is very well known here in the United States. You know, the Tales games have a lot going for them. It's kind of funny. I really enjoyed the, you know, the actual story, because the writing is so corny, and they know it's corny. That's the best part. To me, the best part is that they know how bad the writing is, and so, like, at the end of each battle, you have these goofy scenes where they talk to one another, and you're like, what? What? You know, so one, they're like, you know, our group stands for truth, justice, and money! And you're like, what? But, I think that's, one of the things that make it so... You think you can assault a junior agent and that really just, make a Tales game what a Tales game is. You know, so you have, you know, obviously a Japanese role-playing game from Japan, you know, has this collection up the wazoo. So you're collecting a lot of things, you know, there's a lot of inner character build, you know, relationship building. So I happen to link up a lot with Jude, so my affinity with the affinity that he has for me is much, much higher than pretty much any other character. So I've been working on making sure I, you know, make the right choices when I have those opportunities to make those choices in order to build the affinity faster with certain, you know, with certain characters, and then I'm trying to, you know, work on being linked with other characters so that I can then build the affinity with them. So there's, you know, plenty of collecting, a lot of interpersonal relationships, some hilariously corny writing, and you know, overall the combat actually feels pretty satisfying. And you know, you actually get bonuses, you know, at the end of combat for things like you know, finishing quickly, you know, using a lot of different skills. You know, you're always feeling like you're in, you know, you're in some kind of control, even though, you know, a lot of times the combat is very fast-paced and always keeps you on your toes. Alright, I think that's going to wrap this one up as we finish up Chapter 1 of Alvin's story here on Tales of Xillia 2. Be sure to like the video and leave your comments below. You know, let us know how we're doing here at CoinOp and how much you like the video. And while you're at it, go and click that subscribe button for the CoinOpTV YouTube channel. So you can get more on Tales of Xillia 2 and all the games as we really move into the rush of holiday season 2014. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Yeah, let's not do that again.
Well, so much for the job. Didn't exactly work out, but thanks.